Hey guys, welcome back to Marsha Speaks. Needed a coffee to stay awake. But this is a review of Charmed. Sorry, y'all. Trying to block out all the light. Charmed. If I do it this way, the light is still blocking. There's like so many lights in this kitchen. But look at Marcy. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Charmed, season 2, episode 10. This is the episode that happened this Friday. I'm finally fully caught up with y'all. And let's get started. The episode starts off with everybody at Jordan's 26th birthday party, and Maggie's basically hyperventilating because, of course, the curse says that in his family, all the males will die by the age of 25, or at the age of 25. So she's wondering, like, okay, was the curse what happened with Parker? And since that's done, like, is he safe or is he not? And she's just wants to make sure that he's fine until he turns 26, which is very understandable because so far Jordan has been pretty awesome of a character to watch on the show. The way I'm gonna break down the episode is by character. Sorry, I thought my coffee dropped. Is by character. We'll have Maggie's plotline, Mel's plotline, and Macy's plotline because that's been the way the writers have decided to write the show. And then with each section, for the most part, I will be giving like my favorite quote that section had. So I'm just gonna knock out Maggie. Actually, I'm gonna knock out Mel and Macy because they come back for Maggie's problem. So Mel's issues with her dad. They team up because last episode, Dad teamed up with more so Maggie than Mel. Mel was there, but it was really Maggie that was like they were trying to go through their own issues with him. So Mel is now Mel's turn to reconcile with her father. So Mel is the one that is in the hot seat with the dad. So Mel sees that the dad snuck out of the house because the dad felt like he was being cooped up in there. He wanted to get out, which is understandable. If you've been in the same spot all day long, you want to get the heck up out of there. I remember when I used to work in the hospital and we had a Baker Act patient, and one of us had to be in that room with that patient 24/7. Like you could never leave that room without somebody of like a healthcare professional being in the room with them because it's they're on 24-hour or however long the psych hold is. So understandable. I understand exactly how you feel like if you're being stuck cooped up in a room all day. And granted, he had a house, but cooped up in a space all day, like it is not fun at all. So I had to remind myself that the dad's name is Ray, and that is what Mel calls him. Mel does not call him dad for the most part throughout the episode. She calls him Ray, and the dad does not like that. The dad does not like being called Ray by his child, and Mel doesn't like being called Coquito or something like that. Some endearment by the father. But you can't really control your parents, can you? So as she's working through her daddy issues, she basically states that she can't like sustain a relationship because of the example that she saw. Her father and mother did not really know each other. They didn't really share each other. They didn't have like a healthy dynamic because honestly, Marisol married a man, but they never told the man that she was a witch. And the man never told Marisol that he was a thief. So, yeah, it can be very problematic as an example for future relationships. The reason why the Mel and the dad had a team up is because in the episode before, the dad promised that he would get in contact with the people that he was selling the artifacts to see the specific person that he sold the Dark Riders weapon to hopefully come and meet them. And Mel wants to be there to set a trap for them. So that's what was going. That's their plot line as to like their own little side storyline thing going. Um, in the end, they do meet up with the bad guys, and even before they met up with the bad guys, when they were back in headquarters, they were getting ready to get all the artifacts together. Mel gave was making a had the black amber in a little pipette tube thing, and she said not to take it or steal it or whatever. I thought it was a test. Like I didn't think they were that dumb to leave the black amber. 'Cause that's what they were. That's what Macy was using the episode before to test whether or not the black amber would help her with her witch powers. So I was a test that she put some type of spell on it that it would. I bet what happened. She put a tracking spell on the black amber because she knew her father was a thief. Comes to find out that backfired. So when they meet up with the bad guys, um, the father ends up giving the bad guys the original artifact that they wanted and the black amber. And the black amber had some type of tracking thing that they could tell that they can see that it was being tracked to whatever device they had, but they still end up leaving with the black amber because the father stole it from the house to begin with. Am I missing something, or are we still not realizing that he can't be trusted? But moving forward, the only reason that he and the thing is in the episode, he admits that he was a thief, that he stole it, and the only redeeming quality that he had was that he saw that the bad guys had a tattoo, and if they can decipher what the tattoo means and who the tattoo belongs to or belongs with, what group it belongs with, they can decipher who is the big bad. But we just gonna glaze over the fact that he was stealing from y'all again. Like he stole from your mother at her funeral. He stole again later on, and he's still stealing now. Like, he hasn't changed. Like he's supposed to I think what the writers were going for was that he's supposed to be like the Shameless. You know the dad in Shameless who it was like, oh yeah, he's messed up, but he's charismatic too, so you end up low key rooting for him. I think that's what they were trying to go for, but it didn't stick the landing at all because I'm just confused. It just makes me more annoyed with them that they don't see how their emotions are being hella problematic at the moment. It doesn't make sense. You see over and over that he hasn't changed, and yet we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, but he's not that bad. Um, your enemies, your possible enemies, has that looks so dumb. But anyways, your possible enemies has a weapon now that you were never planning on giving them because your father made a personal decision to steal it from your home and give it to them. Am I the only person that's not seeing the red flags here? Loki, I'm glad he's gone. But whatever. He did not stick the landing of being the ruggedly, the charismatic father that is a mess up. Um, but the one positive attribute that I really thought he had was that this whole time he knew that Maggie wasn't his biological daughter. The father was telling, because Mel was asking him what happened, why did you leave them, blah blah, and he was explaining that his mother, her mother, was lonely. That's how they pretty much got together. He basically admitted that, yo, yeah, we were really ever supposed to be together. I was a rebound. The relationship didn't last when I realized that, gosh, Maggie ain't my child. For real out here. And then all these other issues in the relationship couldn't be solved because y'all both would hide from stuff from each other. But whatever. Mel's dad knew that Maggie wasn't his daughter this whole time. And that really is nice because Maggie was the one that had the closer relationship with the father, and the father knew the whole time that that was his biological daughter. So I thought that was really nice. The quote that I had for them, that's literally all they have for Mel's and the dad's thing. Like they never um like made any type of headway of who the bad guys were in this episode to try to redeem the father. Um, but the father did redeem himself somewhat because in the end of the episode, he ends up leaving because he knows that since the bad guys know he has access to the black amber, he has to disappear again. And that was the smarter decision for them than it was versus like trying to make something happen that was never going to happen. That would be too dangerous for the father to stick around. So that was a redeeming quality for him, the only one that I saw. Um, the quote that I have for their storyline was, are you saying the Ray said that to Mel? He said, are you saying it's my fault you can't keep a stable relationship? I was like, low-key he kind of is, but at the same time, like you're an adult at this point. If you have not had time to process and seek therapy and try to see what your parents did wrong, so you can hopefully not repeat the cycle, then that's your fault. Moving forward, that is Macy's turn. Macy's storyline is that Abigail's back. Libby is back, y'all. My favorite girl that I love to hate. Girl, I miss you. Not really. She back, and and you see throughout the episode like little hints that Julian is still contacting Macy, trying to see like what's up. Can they at least go on a couple dates every now and then, which I thought was really cute. And she thought that she was trying to hide it better, but Harry knew this whole time it was Julian texting her throughout the episode. But Abigail comes in there saying that, oh my gosh, she got poisoned, blah, blah, blah. Like someone's trying to kill her, this, that, and the third. And I love, this is what makes my spirit animal. If I was in this show, I would, minus the incessant need for the stem stuff, like her personality, like, is not me, but like her face in that episode was completely me. Because when Abigail said all that nonsense, I was like, girl, I don't believe it. You can come here with like a trail of blood. I still don't believe it. Who did it? What? Don't trust you, sis. And finally, Macy's catching on. But Harry's perspective is still skewed when it comes to Abigail. So Abby and Macy and Harry, like Harry wants to escort Abigail back home. I didn't know we had an escort service out here, but okay. Escort Abigail back home, and Macy's like, nah, we ain't doing that. I'm not having my white lighter bring this random demon all the way to demon headquarters and be safe. And then I did like the fact that Harry does have a good point in the sense that, we low-key put this woman in power in the demon world, and since she's been in power, nobody has attacked witches, so we kind of need to protect her in this situation, because that's low-key true. That's what happens. America does it all the time. But yeah, that's true. Like if you put somebody in power, you want to keep the power in your side versus the next person in power viewing you as the enemy. So Macy doesn't take no for an answer, and all three of them, the love triangle, move to Abigail's headquarters to watch Abigail and see if they can find an antidote for the poison. And this is what annoyed me with Harry, though, in this episode. Harry said, and I quote, maybe Abigail manipulated them to give, no, yeah, maybe because Macy was also giving valid points that Abby is a manipulator, and she manipulated them to get power and from Parker. Like, got me so mad, y'all. Regroup, Marsha. So, Abby manipulated the charmed ones because it was so easy to do anyways. Especially Harry manipulated the charmed ones to get power from Parker and become the new overlord. And all Harry said was, maybe Abby manipulated them. Maybe. Sir, what were you doing during this break? During this hiatus? What were you doing? Have you lost your mind? There's no maybe about this. That's literally what happened. The only thing you don't know is that Parker's still alive. But everything else is facts. So what? I'm confused. And Harry's still babying Abigail. as usual, it don't make sense. They finally get to the headquarters, and Abigail is losing, like not losing her mind, but she's over here being like Queen Sheba on her couch, dictating orders to Macy, all this and that. And Macy's like, I still don't trust you. I don't like you. We ain't friends. And in comes Harry. Can you get me a cup of tea? How would you like it? How many sugars? Are you a maid? Like, what are we doing here? I'm confused. Still babying because she got poisoned. But Macy finds a way to leave the area that Abigail was and, search the premises, and she finds the antidote for the poison. So she gets Harry to the side and explains to Harry, like, yo, we got duped again. We got manipulated again. Like, this woman poisoned herself, had the antidote ready, because she was trying to get something from us. So what is it? But Abigail basic was saying, like, she faked her own being poisoned and that she had the antidote the whole time. Um, and Abigail was telling Macy, yo, that was my plan. Clearly, I wasn't like, she didn't hide it that well, but that was my plan. I'm not gonna apologize for it. There was no trying to dupe y'all. All I wanted was Harry. Like, you came, I was hoping you would leave, but you were not the target. Harry is a target. I actually like him. I don't see why you think that I can't. Like, I don't hold emotions, but I actually like him. I think he dope, and I want to see where this relationship goes. You over here wanting Harry to be darker, and I'm perfectly fine with Harry the way he is. So if you have a problem, you can get going. I'm like, this is why I like Abigail as a character, because she is a complex character, because she's not wrong. Like, Macy does want Harry to be darker, and we know that Abby is fine with Harry the way he is because she likes a good guy. Um, this specific good guy, which is not really real because he's a missing piece. Like, so that basically means you like the idealized version of Harry versus the real Harry, because the real Harry is both Harry and Jimmy together. That's the whole Harry, not a stripped white bleached version of himself. But that's neither here nor there. And it did get Macy starting to think, like, okay, maybe I don't, like, maybe I, like, she really needs to process her feelings that she really like Harry the way she really thinks she does, because Julian's still out here. He got banged. But yeah, from there, not Abby. Macy says, let's go. We caught her in her ruse. We know what she's trying to do. It's time to go home. But he don't want to go home. He wants to go back and say, oh, I need to talk to Abby. What should you talk to this woman for? Get your stuff and orb out of there. We don't need to communicate for what? But moving forward, Harry, I want to call him Leo so badly. Harry goes to Abby and says, we can't be a couple. And I like, it's kind of racist, like speciesist or whatever. But she's like, we can't be a couple. You a demon. Like, that didn't stop you before. That's literally, you kissed her in the mid-season finale. That didn't stop you that she was a half demon. And then the girl that you actually like is also in the same situation as i.e. she's a half demon. So you a demon is not a valid answer for your specific situation. But okay. And then I just found it hilarious that Abby conveniently chooses her to claim her rich side. Not white side, not rich side. Her rich side. Like, the whole point of season 2 was you trying to be like, oh my gosh, I'm the overlord. I'm the demon overlord. I want to claim my demon side. I want nothing to do with this witch. Who is this witch? I don't know this woman. I want to be a demon so badly. But when it's convenient for you to be a witch, i.e. Harry trying to give you the deed, like, all of a sudden, I'm a witch, y'all. Y'all didn't know I'm a witch, y'all. Don't think about the past. Right now, I'm a witch. No, sis. Pick a side. You don't even have to really pick a side, because yes, you're a mixed. You're mixed, so you are both sides. But at least be consistent. Like, oh yeah, I'm both. Not me this. Oh no, I'm this. And I'm over. No, just stick on both or pick one. That's it. But I did like at the end, of the episode, Harry finally confronts Macy because Macy's texting Julian, or trying to text Julian, trying to see what's going on with them. And Harry confronts Macy about his feelings. He's like, yo, let's keep it a buck. You know how I feel about you. You know I like you. And I'm going to need you to make your decision. It's going to be me or Julian. It's going to be me or the billionaire. Like, because I'm not doing this back and forth with you. I want this to work, but figure it out. But he actually was telling her this because he wants to go back to Abby to check on her. And I was like, sir, what are we doing? Where are we going? They don't make no sense. My brain hurts, y'all. My brain, I can't keep up with them. My brain literally hurts right now. And in the end, because people can't have, adult conversations, Macy gets in her feelings and asks Julian, hey, do you still want company? And she uses the orb portal thing to jump over to wherever Julian is. I can't wait to see the next episode to see how that, storyline continues. They're dragging this trio thing along a little too much. Does anybody know how long season 2 actually is? Because certain things are getting my nerves. But let's get back to Maggie, the person that we started off, because that's where all three come together. And for Maggie's storyline, like I already said, Jordan's 26th birthday is coming around. She is afraid he'll die, and she was right because she got a premonition that the sign was going to fall on Jordan, and it did, but Maggie saved him. Before that, they can, celebrate, though, the spirit, which is the person, I guess the specific spirit that has been haunting the Jordan's ancestors, goes in and tries to kill him again. That she didn't realize that he got backup this time in the form of a witch, and Maggie casts a spell to protect Jordan by sending the spirit into a mirror. And while the spirit is in the mirror, she explains that yes, she's the one that was trying to kill him because of the trespasses his ancestor did. And we find out that the ancestor killed 25 witches. 25 witches. And she wants to make sure that nobody in that bloodline will ever be able to do that again. And I agree with Maggie, what the father did, not even the father's father's father did, more than father, a couple generations now, has done. It has no bearing on who Jordan is right now. So you cannot consistently torture and harm people because of what their ancestors have done. You can look at them with a side eye. You can check on them, see okay, are we going down the same path that your ancestor has been going? But at the same time, you need to give him an opportunity to redeem himself. But the one thing that annoyed me as a sidebar, the actor that was playing the spirit needs to know how to enunciate. I don't have to do that because I'm not an actor, but she needs to know how to enunciate, because I could not tell the difference between 95 people were killed or 25 people were killed. It was irritating. I rewinding 3,000 times trying to figure out how many people the Jordan's ancestor, how many witches did Jordan's ancestor kill. I'm sticking with 95, but whatever. The spirit didn't last long in that mirror because apparently Maggie's witch game is still weak. And in the mirror, she comes out by stomping on it, not stomping on it, by hitting it. And she possesses Swan, which is the Asian girl, who was a great actor. The way she did that was hella creepy, but really great actor. And the Swan been trying to kill her, starts trying to kill Jordan. Maggie fights Swan, the possessed Swan, and runs to where the headquarters, that door before the headquarters is. From there, Maggie is trying to tell Jordan, yo, you're right. The thing about yo, you're right. The thing about, you being cursed, you are actually cursed. So this thing right here is a possessed Swan. It's not the normal girl. She possessed right now. And we need to go. Swan figures out how to get into the little door before the headquarters, and then from there they run inside. When they get inside, Maggie tells Jordan everything because clearly Jordan literally just saw a piece of a wall mysteriously disappear and then reappear to protect him um, from the possessed Swan. And they're saying that all he has to do was outlast 17 minutes. Once the um, what's the thing called? Once the time goes by and he actually turns 26, the curse will be broken. So they believe. While they're in there, the he borrowed Maggie. Yeah, Maggie borrows the ring from Jordan, and they go and confront the spirit. They needed a power 3 spell in the beginning that she found, but she realized that there isn't the other 2 girls were gone. Now they're all 3 are there. They do the power 3 spell. But before they finish it or even start it, Maggie gives the ring back to the spirit and said like apologize again that yo, I'm sorry that this happened to you and your sisterhood, but at the end of the day, like if you try to kill me and my family, like you're just gonna become the thing that you hated the most, which I thought was really great writing. The ring comes on, they do the spell, Swan doesn't get possessed anymore, and the spirit explains that yo, you think this curse is done? No, we witches, like a witch's curse is, it's not like a little swat, like you can't just away, like you have to actually put work in to break a witch's curse, and that Jordan needs to prove that basically balance the good with the evil that his ancestors have done, which makes sense. Like you can't just say that you changed, you have to prove that you've changed. And that be it. That's the episode. Um, they tell him. Maggie tells Jordan what the spirit witch told them. The one, 2 things irritating with this specific sub storyline. One, the spirit, the way the spirit was talking when she was in the mirror was very modern. I was thinking if this was gonna be the case, they probably should have used more like dialect and like mannerisms and speech of the era that the spirit died in, like they did when she became back to like whole, and you saw that the clothing that she was wearing and it was of the era that she died in. I thought that's how the mannerism would be when they're speaking to each other, because she sounded very modern, like she just died last week, when that's not the case. The other thing that I thought was really creepy and nasty is that Jordan's ancestor, like that ring that has been passed down from generation, is not. It was never the ancestor's ring. It was the ring from the witches. That was like their coven ring. So you're telling me you killed these people, 25 of them, took their ring and kept it as a trophy and passed it down in your family. That's gross and very creepy. So that's the that really creeped me out in this episode. For Maggie, I only have 2 quotes that I thought was hilarious. When Jordan was telling Maggie after um, Swan got possessed, he was like, I don't know whether to call the cops or a priest. I was like, and then goes like, okay, whichever one we're going to fight. I'm like, nah, son, you can't do nothing with that. But that's hilarious. And then when for Macy, when Abigail was like lording over her because she was poisoned, um, and Macy was trying to get out of the room. She was asking where like Kenwood's bathroom is or something like that, and Abigail literally says, "What's yours is mine," or something like that, and she was basically implying that she's gonna try to take Harry from her. That was hilarious. So that was the quote for Macy. So those are my 3 quotes for this week. I'm gonna keep the quotes going each episode. Let me know if you guys like this breakdown better for like organization wise with each sub story, or do it based off of like how the actual scenes go. So put that in the comments below. Thank you so much for clicking this video. This is not a clickbait. It's just a review. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with a review for Family or Fiance. And I believe that's it. Oh, before I leave, I think I finally figured out what was wrong with Charmed. Obviously, reboot Charmed. I think this show will be better off on a platform like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, or Amazon Prime, where you can binge watch everything, because it makes it easier to keep everything in order in your mind. And I think it's a better binge watch series than it is as a regular series, if that makes sense. Because they drag out so much stuff. It's mad annoying. But if you like, I binge watched season one after it ended, and I realized how much this whole season was better. Like the quality, not the quality, but like my experience with Charmed was better in season one when I binge watched everything at once versus waiting every single episode for new episodes to come out, because it was not. It's better. Personally, I just think that's Charmed. This reboot version of Charmed is better off um, as a binge watch versus as a regular TV series. And I found out that's, I don't know if this is new information or I'm just really late, but I found out that season three has been confirmed. So I am excited about that. And I can't wait to see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. I can't wait to see you guys again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.